Welcome back to another video which is on the religious debates during Victorian period. This was a time of great change in Britain. People strongly believed in religion, but at the same time new ideas from science and education began to challenge traditional beliefs. So, the Victorian period became a time of questioning, discussion and debate about religion. To understand this better, let us first look at the role of religion in early Victorian society. In the early Victorian period, religion played a very important role in people's daily lives. Most people regularly attended church, they read the Bible, and followed strict moral values. The Church of England was the most powerful religious institution. At the same time, other groups like Methodist and Presbyterians also existed. So, society was deeply religious in the beginning. However, this situation began to change with the coming of industrialization and new ideas. The Industrial Revolution brought major changes in society. People moved from villages to cities for work. Education and literacy also increased, and people began to read more and think differently. They were exposed to new scientific ideas. As a result, many people started questioning traditional religious beliefs. This question became stronger with the influence of science, especially through the work of Charles Darwin. One of the biggest challenges to the religion which came from Charles Darwin. In his book on the origin of species, he introduced the theory of evolution. He argued that humans evolved over time from earlier forms of life. This directly contradicted the biblical idea that God created humans in a single act. And his later work, The Descent of Man, further increased the controversy by linking humans and apes. This created a major conflict between science and religion. Some people lost faith while others tried to adjust their beliefs. Now, let us see how different religious movements responded to this crisis. One important response was evangelicalism. It emphasized strong faith in the Bible, personal discipline, and moral living. Leaders like William Wilberforce, Lord Shaftesbury, who worked not only for religion but also for social reforms like ending slavery and improving working conditions. The Salvation Army, which was founded in 1878, combined a religious teaching with social service. So, instead of rejecting change, the evangelicals tried to strengthen the religion through moral reform. At the same time, another movement focused on reviving tradition with the church. The Oxford movement, also called Tractarian movement, they tried to bring back traditional rituals and spirituality into the church. Leaders like John Henry Newman and others believed the church had become too political and needed spiritual renewal. At the same time, Christian socialism focused on helping the poor and improving social conditions. Leaders like Charles Kingsley and F.D. Morris, they believed that religion should address real life problems like poverty. So we can see that religion did not disappear but changed in different ways. Now let us look how religion tried to balance faith and reason. The Victorian period was not only about conflict but also about compromise. Many people tried to balance faith and science. For example, the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson, in his work In Memoriam, who expressed his struggle between belief and doubt. At the same time, new churches like Methodist and Presbyterians became popular, especially among the working class people. The authority of the Church of England was slowly weakened. So, the Victorian era was not just a time of losing faith, but also a time of rethinking and renewal. People tried to understand religion in new ways while adapting to modern changes.